This is the entity that's engaged in that pattern of conduct. So let me go ahead and show you. Flying right over me repeatedly. Let me move my finger. Flying right over me repeatedly. This is where I'm publishing video evidence on my communication device, which is being kept under surveillance. This is where the entity is moving the fake moon. Let me get my finger out the way, sorry. This is where the entity is moving the fake moon. This is where the entity is monitoring on my devices. And this is why I am publishing on the video of the internet. There is no mystery about what the criminal conduct of the pedophiles of the Ontario Police Department are engaging in. And the pedophiles that I'm documenting by name, these are pedophiles that are stalking. The entity practices pedophilia while they're engaging in gang stalking. These are sex offenders that are engaging in surveillance, conspiring murder. Demons that stalk with light. That's a psychopath. That's also a pedophile. Okay, they engage in sexual violence while this Jezebel spirit, these demon possessed, this is a Jezebel spirit, it's a perverted sexual spirit. Pedophilia is inherent to the gang stalkers that are engaged in targeting, and that's what the Ontario Police Department practice. While these sex offenders are stalking me by helicopter, they're doing it with real-time knowledge about what it is that I'm publishing on the video of the internet, and they're doing it in the specific environment. They're doing it while they have failed at secretly stalking me and monitoring me and kidnapping me, and it not being anything other than the ongoing motivation behind the entity that stole my money and property, knowing who I am and keeping me under surveillance for years, conspiring my murder with demons like Tracy Banks, pedophiles like Tracy Banks, the entity that is engaging in stalking as a whole government operation. And the entity is doing so while I am publishing this video. All right. Now you're paying attention to when I'm on the north side of Arco, where Starbucks is right here on the north side of East Street. That's where the demons are targeting helicopter activity. The entity is flying over my head repeatedly, as you can hear on the podcast, because I'm simultaneously capturing podcasts, flying right here, flying in circles. I'm capturing it so you can visibly see it. And this is where the demons are stalking with commercial planes. This level of desperation, this level of open terrorism, the entity is no longer secretly gang stalking. The entity is doing so, and you need to know that they're gang stalking because this entity stole all of my money, and the entity gang stalking courts, corrupt judges, corrupt attorneys, corrupt medical professionals who have never met me, and those who have made up information about my mental illness that does not exist because they sought to steal property from me. They're doing so with the gang stalkers, the pedophiles of the Ontario Police, the sex offenders, the gang stalkers like Tracy Banks that are engaging in gang stalking as a whole city effort. And they're demons that engage in stalking under fake moons and fake suns. That's not even the moon. That's not the natural environment. This is not the natural environment whatsoever. This is impossible light activity, and these are the demon-possessed that are mentally ill, and they're violent sex offenders. They are pedophiles, and they're engaged in targeting me. All right, and they're engaged in surveillance, and they're openly doing it. Understand what you're witnessing. This impunity, this open terrorism is exactly why the sex offenders that are in positions of leadership in Ontario are being removed from the positions that they hold. And just like I stated, the gang stalking by the people of the state is exactly why the Ontario Police Department is being disbanded. Apart from what is the fully and open exposure of their stalking me as a department. Their knowledge about what's going on my devices, they're also obsessed with my vagina. And so are the people of the state. It is 2 in the morning, 2:18 in the morning, and they are stalking. This is P.O.C.